Hi everyone, this is Brittany Kenney-Gysin, and this is my week 6 video discussion. So this week we were asked 3 questions about communication, well, nonverbal communication. The first one was, have you ever encountered a situation where nonverbal cues were significant than verbal cues, and how did you interact with this setting? So this happens all the time in life, especially at work for me. There are a lot of nonverbal cues that are going on constantly. And the first one that popped up in my mind was, and it happens like on a daily basis for me. I work with this amazing gal, and I know that if I come into work and her desk is scattered about because she gets there about a half hour earlier than me, if it's scattered about and there's binders everywhere, it means that people dropped the ball that day or the night prior, requesting subs for her. And I know that I'm in for a day. So seeing those binders scattered about and her kind of just like moving quickly about the office, it tells me, Brittany, don't you dare start doing what you would normally do in the morning. You need to jump in and help her. This is her moment of, oh no, I got to get this stuff done before everybody else shows up. And like it's my instant cue, those binders especially that are my like instant cue to say, got to get to work, guys. Like we got to get some stuff done. Another one that came to mind was with my kiddo. If I see her, let me back up. So she is a type 1 diabetic. And if I see her just kind of looking like dazed off, or if she's like moving about with no intention, there is a very, very high chance that she's going into a low. And a lot of the times, especially when she was first diagnosed, she wouldn't realize that she's about to have these lows. So those like the facial expressions that she would give or just some of the movements that she would do were quick cues to me that I need to go check her blood sugar, I need to get some sugars ready, get some proteins out there, and just little things that you observe through the person, their just movements in life. And that was something that would definitely strike my attention as soon as I saw it. Question number 2 this week was about physical interaction. So, artifacts, as opposed to like nonverbal cues, just like the actual artifacts and how they convey meaning. So, the first one that came to my mind on this was with my mom. She has this purple crocheted blanket that her mother made for her before she passed away. And I know that if I see that blanket out, that means my mom is having a hard day and that she most likely is really thinking a lot about her mom. And so that blanket signals to me or signifies to me that she's going to need some time. She's going to need time to, either tell me a fun story about her mom or just simply have me sit there with her and just be present in the moment. It is a blanket that I just know looking at it that she's sad and that it's something that has, such a connection for her. And if I see it, I know that, whatever's going on just needs to go away and I need to be present in the moment for her. Our third question was was about the historical lens. I didn't really have a great example right off the get-go, so I started doing a little research and found one that I thought was actually kind of interesting. So in April of 2021, the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Michel visited a Turkish president in Ankara. I hope I'm saying that right. So the meeting was intended for like an interaction between the EU and Turkey. But when they showed up, there were only 2 chairs in the room. There was a sofa, but there was the 2 chairs that were present. And instantly, the 2 male figures took the chairs, and it left the female to not have a chair. And it caused a lot of tension from my reading about it. It was it was, it was interpreted that she was being snubbed and it was a gender-based disrespect when reading about it a little bit more, it was the protocol for the way that they set up the room, um, and how that was just how they went about it. But the way she took it and the way it was perceived was that they were snubbing her because she was a female. It totally shows that nonverbal factors such as like settings and like our environments and stuff, or even just simple seating arrangements can be very much misinterpreted in the moment when that's not necessarily what we're trying to say or do, and it can have some lasting political outfalls. So I found that one to be pretty interesting. I definitely want to read more up on, different moments in life where, these misunderstandings occur. So I probably will do some more reading about this. Can't wait to hear your guys' posts this week. I hope you're having a great week. Thank you.